you believe in your service, if you will. You're not just selling some like half-rate SEO package that, every other marketer on earth has. You guys have something really amazing and unique. And so, and you've seen it change. I remember the first time we talked about it, there was some DUI lawyer who was right on a state line where they would bust, I think it was on Nebraska or something. And every time people cross the state line, they get busted with the weed charges leaving Colorado. And he was losing all his money, and you guys created him a great video, and it really, really turned his whole business around, because that was the centerpiece of his website. And when people would check him out, it just like told his story well in a movie way. And so, I think part of the reason you guys have been able to take big bets is because you really kind of believe in what you do.
I want to add to this, because there's something we haven't talked about, but I do feel it's important, because a lot of this has been, I guess, very, very much focused on the business. And what I'm about to say, I used to think was very cheesy and cliche. And at first I almost wondered if this is the kind of thing that people say once they built a successful business, but I had to learn this lesson more slowly than I would have liked. And I wish I would have learned it earlier, because I think we would have grown much, much more faster. So it's this, everything that we were doing was really guided by the fact that we wanted to help our clients win. Where maybe initially in 2012 and 13, it was about Michael, like, how do I not be broke? When that vision started to evolve, and really was less about how do I succeed and more about how do we help our clients succeed, because interestingly enough, the very challenges that we were helping them solve, we were solving right along with them in our own business, right? We were focusing on how do we decommoditize? How do we build something more predictable and more scalable? How do we stand out from the competition? All these different things. So, in a way, it's like us doing that journey together with them. I could, very much relate to the problem we were solving, because we were doing it for our own business too. And it was really guided by that. And the reason why we gave away that Tesla in 2017 was really tied to how do we help more of these people succeed? Because like I said, even 2015, we were already 1 million plus. It's not that we were a good business, but we wanted to impact more people, and not for money's sake even. I mean, again, I'll tell you this, the money stuff gives you options. It gives you the ability to hire, great people and invest. Let's say you want to buy, a building, or you want to host a conference or whatever it is. Sure, it does give you those options and those flexibility, but it also can come with more complexity. So just make sure you have a good enough reason for why you're doing what you're doing, because where I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs go wrong is that they don't have that North Star. And it's very difficult to weather difficult times and adversity if you don't have like clarity on where you want to go and why. Because it's at some point you're going to hit this roadblock and things are going to get really hard, and you're going to be like, why do I keep going? So have a reason, I think, that's greater than yourself. Because that's been a huge, huge guiding post. The reason why we invest so much is because now when I talk to other entrepreneurs, I see them struggling with the same thing that I was struggling with. And I know that pain. And if I had the information that I do now then, it would have made things a lot easier. I would have been able to support a lot more people. I would have been able to support my family, my team, and so on. So I want to be able to like bring it back to that. And I'm not trying to do it in a cheesy way, but I'll tell you, with the people that are bound by, I like it. You got vision and mission. You are, that is a difficult adversary to go after.
Yeah, and I would just like to add, to not scare the shit out of our agency owners listening to this, is that certainly when you start the business, it's just you. It's going to be very you-centric. I always say, like, people who start agencies like this, like, none of us are trust fund babies. We're just not. We all grew up poor and middle class. Like, nobody says, I want to make videos, who's sitting on a $30 million trust fund. They just don't roll that way. But a lot of times when people hear vision and mission and those things, they think they have to, like, be like Tesla launching rockets into outer space and things like that. But it just has to really, more than anything, be a small but meaningful why, which is, like you said, I want to help our people stand out. Like in my case, one of the things that I've wanted to do with attorneys is they've had so many shitty experiences working with vendors that we want to make it like really fun and enjoyable to work with us. And so, it's like a very client-centric kind of idea that, give them something they've never really had before. And if you have that small but meaningful why, you can grow a very big thing out of it. So I think that's a really awesome chair, because a you business will hustle you to a point, but you'll never cross that point if the business is just about you and just about serving entirely you. It's gotta be a win-win. Not that it can't serve you, but it's got to be about other people too. So, Michael, that's as much as I want to keep you. I know your time's super valuable. If people here want to find out more about you, share some of your goodness here.
Yeah. So if you're interested in learning more about like Crisp and what we do, crispvideo.com, the book that I wrote is called The Game Changing Attorney. And you can honestly, in any industry, you don't have to be a lawyer to read it, to learn about some of those principles. And then I also now have my own like website, michaelmogill.com. It's Mogill, Mogill, 2Ls.com. So there's a lot of stuff there. And there's also a podcast that we do. So if I can help anyone or I can support anyone in any way, if anyone has questions or anything like that, just reach out anytime. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Yeah, dude, it's great having you. And I think just your example is the best thing is like you said, having that mindset of facing it all and doing it and just being transparent about the struggle part of it, which I don't think enough people are. And, I can remember sleeping on my girlfriend's couch the first 2 years in my agency. It was not a pretty time. And, we all have those kind of like backstories. So I appreciate you sharing that, brother.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, you can't, that struggle, you look back on it and you'll be grateful for it because it'll help to shape you and really think about, okay, these things are happening for me and not to me. Because like you said, I don't know anyone who's ever gotten to any level, let's say, especially any founder that's bootstrapped without having to go through those things. So when other entrepreneurs and other founders meet, it's almost like we've been to war together and there's this common kinship, if you will, knowing that we've gone through difficult things. So it's important. I'll tell you that it's important to not skip over that part.